The power of your memory can make you a really good content creator, a really good speaker, and a really good script writer. So in this video, I'll be recording myself on how long it takes me to write a script from zero, memorize it, and then shoot it. Okay, so who am I? I'm David Reads Fast. I'm a speed reading and memory coach, and I'm going to walk you through my mind on what I'm going to do. So right now I'm writing a script for an Instagram reel. It's going to be around my content, my work, what I do. Then I will time myself again for how long it takes me to memorize the script and then how long it takes me to actually shoot it. Techniques I will be using will be PQRST, which is preview, question, read, summarize, test. I will be using the memory palace, and I will be using an acronym called MARIE, which what I know about memory is motion, association, repetition, imagination, emotion, all that stuff is involved. And at the end of the day, the more you do this, like one video like this isn't going to make your memory super solid. Because my background, what I learned is that the more I trained my memory, the more I gave it attention, the stronger I made my working memory. Because you can have great long-term memory, but if your short-term memory is bad, well, your short-term memory is needed to process the information now, to package it and connect it to your long-term memory. All right, so I'm gonna get started on script writing right now, and I'll time myself, and see you in the next part of the video. All right, so in about 14 minutes, I wrote a script. It's going to be a little under 3 minutes long, and it's 382 words. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is chunk the information in an intuitive manner, and I'm going to give each section a name, and then I'm going to make it a story that makes sense to my brain and that it's intuitive, that of course this is the hook, of course this is the next part, of course this is the next part. So you have to create a story and then start to make it visual. Okay, so I'm going to time myself for how long it takes me, and then you're going to see me say it to the camera live. Let me show you a little bit of what I have going on as my timer goes on. So I'm 3 minutes in to now memorizing this, and I chunk the information. I look at it as like, okay, obviously, is speed reading actually real? This experimental psychologist proved it. The results, superhuman minds. How do I really polarize it so my mind remembers information? The Navy calls for help. So it's outlining it and giving it structure. Your brain loves structure. If you give it no structure, if it's all just one big script, your brain doesn't like this. And then after this, I'm going to visualize it. Like, how could I turn these headlines into visuals? This next one says, Renshaw trained them using a flashing image technique called the Tetriscope. What is the result of this? Let's see. Navy. So the Navy calls for help. Let's say thousands. Let's say technology. Let's say Renshaw. Let's say thousands of lives saved. That's pretty good, because the Navy calls him for help. Thousands of lives saved. And now we're saying it's all forgotten. And we might restructure it to make it easier for us right here. So here's the wild part. Now we're shifting into back to the world, from history back to the world. The world has forgotten this huge scientific accomplishment, especially the school system. Yeah, we're going to segment it properly. We're going to put these together, chunk the information together, because bad writing makes it difficult to remember things, I've noticed. So that's why good books have such a good table of contents, it's easy to remember. Sometimes I will restructure the table of contents of a book to remember it. Like Think and Grow Rich, I memorized all 15 chapters, and it was really easy for me to memorize. But other books, I had to personally rework the table of contents to memorize it. This is what I do, memory. So, but here's the wild part. So now we're going to say modern school keeps you dumb. All right, and then I'll create visuals for this. Okay, we're 5 minutes into memorizing this. Soon I'm going to start. Although I'm just going a little slower for you guys so I can explain what's happening. This is all chunked. This is just explaining speed reading. And this is just CTA, missing out. You are missing out. We'll just call this CTA. Take action. And then we'll say the elite already do this. FOMO call. And then we'll say people still ignorant. Then we'll say what it really is. What speed reading really is. All right, I'm gonna pause this part right here and go to the next section when I have it memorized. All right, so in 15 minutes right here, I think you can kind of see that. There we go. All I did was create the memory palace, which is a visual representation of my home, and I placed all of these 13 chunks of information of my script into my home. So this is using creativity, this is using association, this is using visualization. So not only did I say the script out loud, I visualized how it would be planted into my memory palace. So you'll see me try to do this right now, and I won't do the script perfectly, but this is what it takes. Okay, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to reset the timer. Right here, we'll do the first run, and then I'll pause it, do a couple more runs, tell you how much time that took me, and we'll get this 3-minute script memorized. So, is speed reading actually real? This experimental psychologist proved it is. Now, most people believe that reading faster means lowering your comprehension, but in World War II, Samuel Renshaw proved otherwise. Now, this is backed by current research. There is the largest study out there, a meta-analysis in 2019 that quoted, "The slow reader is not superior in comprehension." So Samuel Renshaw got his military subjects, and he went on to figure out how could I help them learn faster. That was his task as an experimental psychologist. And the results? Well, he was able to improve their reading speed, their memory, even their vision, even down to their sense of taste, which is very interesting. So he got such good results that the US Navy heard about this and said, hey, we have a life or death situation we need your help with. And it was saving pilots who were not able to spot the enemy fast enough and were accidentally killing their own allies as well because of their vision. So he just used his same knowledge that he applied in increasing learning speed and reading speeds to help them detect the enemy faster. This worked. The American Psychological Association has posted about Samuel Renshaw because of the thousands of lives that he saved. Now, this massive scientific discovery still isn't accepted by the world today. If we look at our current school system, adults are still reading like 5th graders, and we see the average American, actually 52% of Americans have a reading level below the 6th grade. So most people will hear all that, they'll hear that, hey, Samuel Renshaw doubled and tripled reading speeds with still 100% great comprehension, yet they'll still say, I don't want to read faster because I'll forget it all. So now you need to look at speed reading for what it actually is. It should be renamed to power reading, because reading is like a muscle, because if you increase your natural baseline reading speed, you can read faster and you won't even recognize that you're reading faster because your just baseline performance improved. So is this really a secret? Not for billionaire Bill Gates. He reads at a reported 150 pages an hour. Just Google it, you'll see. So if you're already a fast reader, you're doing great. But if you're a slow reader, you need to know that you don't have to fall behind. You can improve this, you can train this muscle. So is speed reading real? Yes, you just need to learn how to do it. So there we go. You could read the script. Let me hide my video right here. You could still hear me. But if you take a look, that's pretty close to the script. And I'm very happy with it. And that really did just take me. And so saying the script, that was about 3 minutes, 10 seconds with some pauses. I'm happy with that first dry run. So if you want to remember scripts, get them out, you can do it in a very short amount of time. It's just your memory needs training, your skills need to be better, and you need to start building, because once you build this memory skill, you'll be so happy.